Hi, this is Mark Soden. I'm here with Simon W., and we are talking about what he is bringing to present at the Beatnik Lounge gig on May 21st in Joshua Tree. Simon, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. I imagine you have better weather there than we do here. It's kind of grey.
Well, it starts gray and then it gets sunny.
Okay, that doesn't happen in Scotland.
Awesome. So, if you could just take a minute and give us a quick backstory on your musical practice.
Okay, well, right from the beginning, I was playing guitar and writing songs and playing in a band, but got kind of fed up with that around the early 2000s for various reasons. I actually got into field recording around 2005 um, with being involved in a project with some visual artists, and then discovered the whole world of field recording, that the people that were using it in various ways that I didn't even know about, actually on the same trip in Iceland. And I basically just threw myself into this practice and finding out as much as I could and meeting as many people as I could. I probably started traveling more in those following years. So that whole journey has kind of led me through field recording to then using space and found objects, and to where I am now, where I'm using salvaged technology like motors and mechanisms from things that I usually find in the street, or they're donated to me now. Um, I was making mostly kinetic sculptures and installations with them to begin with. I had used motors in performances before, triggered by sound, but it was just a part of the thing. But this last year, I've been really concentrating on channeling environmental sound recordings through motors as if they were speakers, and then amplifying the sounds that come out of them. So it's a very convoluted way of processing sound, and of course the eventual sound doesn't sound anything like the original sound.
And you also have a video component to your performance?
I have just started to try and work with this. It's not an area I know anything about. I only really use video for documentation of works and projects. But in the last year, I have presented this project a few times. And even people that haven't seen the performance, they say, so do you project these things? Because they're usually quite small, and in a room of more than five people, then people actually, you can't see what's going on, and people do read. They're really kind of curious as to what's going on, what's making the sound, what is actually happening. So I'm trying to find a way of showing what's happening, but not it be so direct. So it's actually right now it's a pre-recorded video. But I'm already thinking why not? Why not actually show exactly what's happening? Because if I was showing an installation, people could get up close and look and see exactly what's happening. So it doesn't need to be so mysterious. I mean, it might still be mysterious what the hell's going on, you know?
Well,
So
that's,
yeah.
yeah, that could, it does present a lot of opportunities for video in
Mm-hmm.
terms of being able to present smaller things larger
Right,
and make a better performance experience for the audience.
right.
Um, so you kind of briefly mentioned some of your travels, but you have traveled extensively collecting a wide variety of sound materials.
Yeah.
Um, any top three highlights that you would like to share?
Ooh. That's difficult because I think the year we met, actually, I was traveling in 2012. I had done some traveling with field recording trips and other kinds of projects before that. But I was taking a year out of my life to travel the world and visit many places and meet many people that I'd been in contact with. Um, and that year became 10 or 12 years. So
Well, that's part of the extensively travel.
Yeah. Yes. So as I traveled, I found there were more opportunities coming, or I would be hosted by somewhere, and then I would meet other people, and they would say, "Oh, well, if you're interested in coming back, then you should apply to this place," or I would, yeah, it would just be this kind of word of mouth thing. So to answer your question, top three, it's really difficult. Um,
Well, let's break it down
I've
even
okay.
further. Just pick one.
I was going to say I've had many opportunities to go to Korea, and my work develops in various different ways when I'm there. Um, there are many other places that I really connected with, but there was a point where I was going to Korea at least twice a year for projects, and they would usually be two completely different projects. So yeah, yeah, I'll say that Korea, South Korea, of course.
Of course. Um, so, can you share with us a little bit about what you're going to be presenting in Joshua Tree?
So this is something I've been developing for about a year. As I said, it began with a project in Korea where I was making kinetic sculptural sound making works from things that I found in the street, computers and printers and all kinds of electronic things, but obsolete or unwanted, whatever. And then after a year of making works like that, or 2 years, um, as I was working on these things, I was using programming as well, simple Arduino programming, but it meant sitting down and making the programs and or just repeating the program but changing it a little, building circuits. And I started to think, well, I like the end result, but what's the actual process is kind of not that interesting and not that close to what I'm interested in. So then I started to play around with wanting to interact with the devices anyway. And then the idea of channeling the sound through them came from, as I said, from various earlier works. But again, it was just moving away from this programming thing and it being much more direct and much more about changing sound in some way, which I've been interested in for a long time. The process of amplification of a sound, electronic and now electronic, but also acoustically.
Very
So
interesting.
what am I actually going to present is a collection of these devices that will make sounds. The latest iteration actually has sounds from all the different places that I've been over the last year. And it's a collection of devices that I've pretty much cobbled together from those trips as well, those projects.
Wow.
They've
That
become like
is
my little family.
that is fascinating. And you know, it triggers a question for me since you're getting a lot of your materials off the street.
Mhm.
So, what cities are the most charitable with contributions for your process?
Again, South Korea was really good for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but also through various lockdowns and confinements, I was actually in Marseille and in France, and that was actually also a very good city to find things like whole computer towers just left right next to the bin outside my house. It's like like Christmas came early.
Outstanding.
Yeah, yeah. Even
That's
one that was a gaming system, so it had an infinite number of fans inside of all different sizes, and an LED strip to light it up, which was nice. We used that to light our bathroom actually, and then there was this liquid cooling system, which actually became a project as well. So it was actually running liquid around the inside of the computer to cool it down.
well, the gaming systems are pretty spectacular to look
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
I mean, just when you plug them in, they do things.
Right. Every single fan had lights inside as well.
Marvelous. That is, I'm so
Should bring
glad
those
that
as
you've,
well. Yeah, I'll bring those as well.
oh, that's spectacular. Or you could just take pictures of them and project them or
Yeah,
whatever is most portable.
I think the fans are probably pretty pretty portable. I'm just going to write this down so I bring them. That will be part of it.
Marvelous. Well, thank you so much for sharing your process, and I really am looking forward to your show at the Beatnik. And um, welcome to Joshua Tree, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really looking forward to it myself and meeting you again because we only met that once. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
downtown Los Angeles in the
absolutely.
entryway to a business, as I recollect, where you did a performance.
That's right. It was kind of an inside out room. They'd actually opened the room out into the street. So we were facing out into the street and had to contend with that. But I think we did a good job.
I think you did a great job. Thanks again.
Thank you, Mark. See you.